guys, welcome back to the Kind of an Expert podcast, the only podcast where the guest picks the topic of every single episode. My name is Corey Tyndall, and as always, I'm your host. And this week, I sat down with New York City comedian Lissa Lenis to talk about male toxicity. Believe it or not, men, especially in comedy, can be kind of pieces of shit sometimes. So I'm going to include myself in that. I'm sure I'm not a perfect little angel. And Lissa's here to tell me about all the different things she's seen, all the different ways that men can be pieces of shit. Honestly, this was a really fun episode. Don't get all butthurt about it. We're having fun. It was a good time. You guys are going to like it a lot. You can follow her at damn_Lissa on Instagram. That's 2 M's in damn, 2 S's in Lissa. And go check out her show Bodega Kids at New York Comedy Club every single month. It's a really fun show. And as always, follow me at Corey T Comedy on all social media. If you're in New York, come check out Ope, a comedy show every single week at Ferns. It's a great show. Lisa's been on it a few times. She's on it again on the 27th. If you guys see that in time. If not, just enjoy this episode. You're going to like it a lot. Well, no, that's how it goes in comedy. It's like, it's all about who you're seen with. Like, if you're seen with a bunch of open micers that people don't really like, then they're like, oh, you must be bad, which is ridiculous, because it's like, I'm just getting some stage time. I can't control who else is here.
I think it's so weird how it's divided.
What do you mean?
The scene is divided by classes. I mean,
sure.
Obviously you know that.
Totally.
It's also divided by where you do comedy. You got your Brooklyn comics and then you got your club comics, right? So it's like you're a comic and you do comedy in Brooklyn, you're automatically a Brooklyn comic. But once you transition into that club comic, it's because you're repped or you have industry.
Right.
And I'm like, no, it could be anything.
Yeah.
You could be dominating both scenes.
There's more money in the Manhattan scene, for sure.
I don't know. There's more money in traveling outside of New York.
Well, yeah, there's a ton of money in traveling. But like with those Brooklyn shows, I don't really go to them too often because I live in Manhattan, so it's easy for me to go to the clubs.
Which is crazy because you're like right here to the L train.
I know.
You can take the L into Brooklyn.
I know. It's just something about that. It's closer.
Did I disclose where you live?
No. They pretty much know. Yeah. It's not like there's 500,000 people that live in this neighborhood.
That's true.
Yeah, I need to go over there. But like, I know Brooklyn Comedy Club pays. Yes. But like, when I think of Brooklyn, I think of the just bar shows. Yeah,
there are some really good shows. Sorry if I'm putting my feet on
you're good.
I just had a scratch.
No. You're
sorry.
You're good. You're good.
But no, there are some good Brooklyn shows. I think the shows in Brooklyn that matter the most are like Union Hall, Bell House.
Sure.
And like obviously like Littlefield, because those are the shows that can either get you repped, or people from the club will see you and be like, we want her on our show. Right. So then they'll transition you.
Only her, not him. Men are not allowed.
Men are not allowed. You guys are ugly and stupid.
I'll give you stupid, but
I'm dumb.
But no, you're right. There's classes to it.
Mm-hmm. Like my class, I hate to say, but I feel like I'm mostly like I'm in the in between. Yeah. Like I do a lot of club shows, but I also do a lot of Brooklyn shows. So maybe I'm doing something right.
I think that's right. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's ever been a bad thing when a lot of people like you and then also your stuff. Yeah. Because you get those people too, where they're like, oh, I like him, but he kind of sucks. Or like, I like his jokes. He's a very good comic, but he's an asshole.
Yeah,
you kind of want to hit that sweet spot.
That's why it's always women. We always go with the
women. It's the women can be just as much of an asshole.
I don't think so. I don't.
But they do it in a very different. The men are like aggressive with it, where women just like brush you off. Like you've seen it. I've never been big timed by a guy, but I have been big timed by a woman.
Ooh, who big timed you?
I'm not naming names right now, but it's like, it's one of those, we were like kind of buds, and then they got something like a big sketch or like something like that where they kind of took off, and then it was like they don't give as much time
you
anymore.
don't exist anymore.
Exactly.
Basically. Yeah, I've had that.
Men will at least pretend like they still care about you.
Some of my guy comics that I've started with, where we start together, we do mics together, and then they get one big opportunity. They're like, you know what? I get more opportunities with these type of people, so I'm just gonna let you go. And I'm like, all right, cool, have fun.
Yeah, right.
And we're doing the same exact show still, so I don't know what opportunities they're getting. So. Let me tell you something.
Lay down the gossip. You naming names?
I'm naming names. No, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. When it comes to that male ego, I just let it ride its wave. I do shut it down. I do. Like I always.
Yeah. Oh, you do.
I put it.
It's great.
Is it weird?
No.
I did it at your show.
Yeah.
Some guy, like short guy, heckled me.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You're short."
No, I love it.
Please shut up.
I love it. I was actually talking previous guests with Rachel Williams about that. I was like, no, you're a great host because you don't take any shit. Like everyone in the audience is like, oh, this person has the show under control.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone wants in a host. No, I love it. I think everybody should be able to shut everyone down.
Yeah.
Like there's no place now to be just toxic. Either
build
way.
That wall.
Yeah.
Shut it. No.
Shut it.
No, I love Rachel. She is one of those comics that are like, don't take shit from men. Who's another comic that's like that? Oh
man. I
think Jessica Levin.
Oh yeah.
She shuts down.
She's great.
I remember she told a guy to just shut up before she pillow fucks him. I was like, Jesus Christ.
On or off stage. Either way, it's great.
Either way, he's shutting it up. Okay.
I gotta get her on this podcast. She's been on the show. I don't know. I like that type of person more because I feel like I know what I'm getting. Right?
Like
if I'm being shitty and I'm talking with you, right. I fully expect you to send it back to me.
Absolutely.
And if I'm being shitty, it's not because I'm trying to be shitty. It's because I don't realize like how much of a piece of shit that I'm being. I appreciate when someone's like, what the fuck was that? Like, you fucking idiot. You can't.
I do it just because it's like I'm from New York. Like, everybody knows New York women are like the manliest men ever. We are the toughest men in the world are women from New York. And like I think also women in comedy, more importantly, just shut men down. Like I've been at bars with like what I call them civilians, the girls that are not comics.
Yeah.
And a guy pushed my friend out the way to get to the bar, and she was like, and I was just like, open your fucking mouth and say, excuse me.
Yeah, right.
I'm standing here. And she did, and she was like, no, I don't want any problems. I don't want any problems. And I'm just such a loud mouth that I'm like, excuse me. The whitest voice too at that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Hit him with the Karen.
Not see her here?
You gotta.
I'm not a
Did
Karen.
Did he move? No, you're not a Karen. But you can, if you go into that character, not you, but anybody, you go into the Karen character, and suddenly white dudes will pay attention.
They will.
Because it sounds like all their moms.
Or if I do my teacher voice.
Yes.
My teacher voice always shakes men.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Good.
Like I was in the grocery store one time, and I just remember like having this man behind me, and he kept waiting because he wanted something that was in front of me.
Yeah.
But he was like, I could feel his breath on me.
Gross.
And I turned around and I was like, if you use your words and say excuse me, you would have been gotten what you wanted. And he was so shook. He was like, I'm sorry.
Can I just get that?
I was like, say excuse me. Use your words.
That is it. Right? Like
it's just using
like that dude at the bar, if he just said excuse me to your friend.
Yeah.
Then even I was at the bar this Saturday. You do the thing where you walk up next to someone at the bar that was there first, you get helped first. Like even if it's two people, they were there first, but the bartender didn't see which order you got there.
Okay.
In front of. at the very least, if I get helped first, I'll like be like, oh, sorry, man, I didn't realize that you didn't already been helped.
Yeah.
Like some sort of acknowledgement
that
you just acted out of pocket.
Yeah, I will say this. When it comes to the whole bar thing and getting the bartender's attention, I still haven't accomplished with that. I'll still be like, I'll just wait. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just wait.
Well, don't yell at the bartender because that's the fastest way to never get
I can't.
anything.
There's some people that'll be like, excuse me. And I'm like, please, oh my God, please don't do that near me because then you'll think I'm with you and then I won't get served.
Yeah.
I'll just freak out.
You go to the other side of the bar.
Please.
No, not the bar. I mean, if there's someone else waiting at the bar is what I'm saying. And I accidentally cut them because sometimes you don't know, like if someone's just standing there, they could have already been helped. And they could have not.
Yeah, right. There, I'm like,
you're just standing
waiting
there.
with my drink ticket. That's okay. Yeah. Don't worry. I'll just wait.
All right, hold on. At my show, the comics get served last because that's.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They need to be served last. We need to get as many drinks into the actual people at the show as possible, and then good service. We'll get you a drink, Lisa. I promise.
Could you imagine the last show I did wait until I was like 3 comics because I waited until Eagle was gonna headline.
Yeah.
To get a Cosmopolitan. I was 3 sips into that Cosmopolitan. 3. And I was just like slurring. I was like, all right, you guys having some fun? You having some fun? Guys, we're up to our last comic. Are you guys excited? And everybody was like, what happened?
Kate makes those drinks strong.
So
she does
strong.
not fuck around with the
I was like, Jesus Christ, it's only been 3 sips.
Oh my God. Anyway,
your show is the most like smallest what's it called, like I don't want to say basement, intimate like area.
It is a basement, but it's like fully redone.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's not like
I wanted to sell it by not saying basement.
It is though. Like I understand. We call it the downstairs bar.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Put a little spice in there, a little downstairs.
Exactly.
It's such a good show, and like I've gotten good bits out of that show.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because I always try to do new material, and if it fails, I just go back to the classics.
Yeah. No.
But yeah.
That's what we like. Trying to not to get too inside baseball, but that's part of the reason we were like, no, we want short lineups. We want people to have 12 minutes because. Yeah. When you get 7 or 8 minutes, it's like, I can't. I guess I could like maybe sandwich like a one-liner that's new in there, but when you got 12 minutes, you could really like chew on a new bit, and make it work, which is why we do it that way.
And I try so hard not to be a crowd work queen.
Yeah,
just
I appreciate that.
Just because I want to work that new material in.
Yeah,
but no. Have you ever had like a male like heckler go like off?
So. At that show, no. I was gonna say I have another story which I could do later, but the second to last show. Okay, so the thing about my show, it's in the basement of a bar that's like very nice. There's plants everywhere. There's like portrait of dogs. It's very like homey.
It's a very southern bar, right?
No, it's just kind of what it's like American. It's just kind of homey. Like they've got live jazz music,
okay,
or like folk country music. But anyway, the point is that it's 95% women. Mm. Like there are no men.
It's always women.
There are no men. We've had one show in a year where there's been more men than women, and generally the men down there are also gay. Mm-hmm. And so we don't really get that.
Well, look at
like,
the area that you have it in.
That's exactly it. Is like. Predominantly women in the area, and then it's a predominantly woman bar.
Yeah.
But what it leads to with the hecklers is that they don't really happen in the sort of like macho way. Like I think most people that are not comics think of hecklers as like the dude that threw the beer at that one comic a while ago, or like standing up and being like, "You're a piece of shit. You don't know what you're talking about." Like that's so rare.
Yeah.
The other type of heckler is the like I'm drunk and having fun and don't realize I'm being annoying.
Yeah.
So it's the
I get
one
those at Broadway all the time.
The yeller ones. Oh, dude, please tell.
So I mean, I hosted two Tuesdays ago.
Two Tuesdays ago.
Not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before.
Okay.
2 of them.
Twos.
I'm having
days.
a stutter moment.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cosmos.
I'm not even drinking. That's the best part. No. So first off, that show started off rocky regardless.
Yeah.
Because there was this.
Oh, you
woman.
mean a room of 200 tourists started rocky? What are the odds?
Let me tell you
Go
something.
on.
Listen, I like Broadway. It's always such a fun room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the typical shit so I can continue getting.
Yeah.
But there was a woman there that came, she stayed from a bringer. I was hosting the 11. A bringer's at 5 p.m.
I was going to say, those bringers are at least at 6 at the latest.
Bro, she was there the whole night drinking.
Oh, my God. Those are $18 drinks.
Dude.
They're not strong either.
They're not. They're not. Sergio left. It's no longer strong.
Oh, Sergio.
But, she was with a guy and he was not I don't usually condone men to control your women, but I was like, Jesus Christ, control your woman. Put it down on her or something. Do something.
It's time to be at least honey, I think we gotta go to another restaurant or something.
We gotta get out of here.
It's you make something where the waiter says they're gonna close down for 30 minutes.
Dude.
And she's so drunk at that point, just make something up. She's the fire department says we can't be here for more than 3 hours.
Corey, the police came and took her out.
Oh my God, yes.
During my hosting set.
So good.
During my hosting set.
Wow.
The best part wasn't even that. Right before I sat outside before the show started, just so I could see the vibe is right before we get in there. And she was like, come here, can I get a hug? And me being me, I don't see no harm in it. I'm like, okay, you could give me a hug. She kissed me in my mouth.
Oh my God.
I was like, excuse me? Jesus Christ. I looked at her, man. The best part is this woman was so curvy, had the fattest ass ever. And she was 6'1". Her man is
God.
5'1", so skinny. And I wanted to be control your woman, but I was like, clearly you can't. I was she kissed me in my mouth, and then next thing you know, she grabbed Spencer right.
Oh no.
And then
he's such a sweet boy.
She hugged him and smacked his ass. And I was like, Spencer, no! You are now a victim as well. I was like, oh my God. And then the manager was like, okay, you're going up. I was like, I just been sexually harassed. I gotta go host now. So I go in and go, oh, how's everybody doing? Yay! And then here she busts through. She's so sexy. Yeah. And I was like, don't look at her. Look at me, guys. Look at me the whole night. And then on top of that, the cops came, picked her up. So I did the hosting set with all that chaos going on.
Oh my God.
15
what do you
minutes.
Even do? Did you just commentate the cops picking her up like it's a sporting event?
Oh my God, guys. Don't defund the police. This is what we need them for. I was just stressed out.
Oh.
And then to the point, the manager was like, you know what? I'm not going to lie. That was very professional of you.
Hey, you're going to get booked because they know if shit goes wrong, Lisa's got it.
So professional of you. But here's the best part. I've been doing comedy for a while.
Yeah.
I've seen worse. So professional of you as a woman. That's the last part that got me.
Oh. Why? Why they got to do that?
I was just like, you could have left as a woman.
Yeah.
Right?
What would Amanda have done differently?
And with them, you can't really say anything because they're not going to bug you again.
Also, I think
I'll send avails and I won't hear from them for 4 months.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was going to say, that's kind of an old school show business style thing. And they're still stuck in it.
Yeah.
There are clubs that are stuck in the 80s, and it's really annoying, but they have a lot of stage time. So it's kind of it's like when your grandpa says something racist, and you're like, oh, what am I gonna do?
As the woman, and I was just like, thank you, you fucking asshole.
And like a woman, I didn't say anything.
That's the only time I was just like, I should have said something.
But what are you gonna do? because then they're gonna feel bad, like, oh no, you're trying to get me, like I didn't mean it that way, and then they freak out because you hurt their ego, and like that's what we're talking about with the part of the male toxicity is that they can't admit. And I'm saying a lot of times we can't admit.
I think you have some toxic traits that you're not aware of.
I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah.
So
I know my toxic traits.
But that's why I'm switching it to three. That's why I'm switching it to we. Because I said I meant we.
That's your toxic trait.
They get offended. We get offended when we're caught off guard by something.
Or even when you get corrected.
Yeah. It's like if I wasn't expecting to be corrected, then I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not what I meant.
Exactly.
No.
And then the mansplaining comes,
yeah.
And then the gaslighting,
yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening?
Full panic.
Why are you panicking?
You
right
put
now?
us in a corner
because I said 3 words. You are panicking.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is though, like I've had this recently where I was talking to a guy, and on Hinge, you could message and then slide it on match, right?
Yeah.
If you're not interested. The conversation was all right. We matched. And then next thing you know, we're just vibing out. The next day, I go to CVS by my job, right? And I work in like a very like, it's Williamsburg. It's like by the G and the L.
Yeah.
Like that metro area.
Yeah.
Metropolitan. So I go to the CVS there, and then next thing you know, he's in that CVS.
Oh, no.
So
the guy you matched with on Hinge.
Yeah, so we matched because I'm guessing we were in the same area at the same time we matched. Corey, when I tell you this was... So he comes up to me, he's like, we just matched. Do you want to go get some coffee? I said, I'm still on the clock, but if you want, meet me at my job at 4.
I appreciate the boldness.
Yeah. That's why I was like, oh, okay. I'll go have some coffee with you.
Yeah.
We go and we have coffee. And then we end up at his place. Nothing happens. Like, we don't have sex. We just talk, enjoy our time. We, like, watch this, what is that? The, like, first 2 episodes of, like, Love is Blind.
Okay.
Because everybody was talking about it. And I was like, I want to see what this is about. And he was like, yeah, me too. We were not interested at all.
No.
We watched 2 episodes and I was like, this is fucking boring. I was like, after that, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to head out. I have to go do a spot in the Lower East Side. So I leave. And then I'm looking at this chat. Mind you, we didn't exchange socials or anything. My social media is not on my Hinge.
Yeah.
And I don't show any pictures of me, like, being a comedian.
Great.
Because I want you to believe,
smart,
like, I'm just a normal woman.
Yeah, right.
I don't have a job. I'm unemployed.
Hit him with the crazy lifestyle later.
And then I unmatch. 2 hours later, I get a DM request from him. And he's like, so are you just going to unmatch like that? I was like, better question. How the fuck did you find me?
How many Lissas have 2 S's in their name?
Don't do this, Corey. Are you gaslighting me?
I'm not gaslighting. I'm just asking. How many? You're the only one I know.
That's the thing. I didn't think of how unique Lissa Lenis is.
Yeah.
So
Hinge used to have your last name on it too.
Yeah.
Thank God those days were over. Oh my God.
No, but it still has it.
What?
Hold on, let me check it.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's just a first name
right?
now. Because I think too many women were getting stalked.
How the fuck did you find me? I want to know now.
And men, honestly. I gotten stalked after.
Oh yeah, it's just your first name.
Thank God. Yeah.
It's just.
But it's still
name.
You got the 2 S's.
Yeah. So I'm guessing he just put the first, and then I didn't realize that, like, with Hannah Burner videos and all the other stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm very much visible online. Yep. So he was like, it's not hard to find you. I just died laughing. I was like, okay.
Okay, if he was so bold with the coffee, I guess I'm not surprised he was super bold with the, like, I think that's just him.
This is the best part of how, like, it was like one uppercut after another. And I was just like, all right, I'll take the punches. But after that, he was like, you didn't even give me a shot or anything. And I was like, fine, you can fall in love with me. I don't care. So So we exchanged numbers and we're FaceTiming and we talk for 3 days. And then one day he like calls me. I tell him like, hey, I'm like what I do for a living. And I'm like, I have to wake up early.
Yeah.
So I can't be like talking to you really late at night. Plus I'm getting home late because I have to host at 11 p.m.
Right.
So then he's calling me 3:45 a.m. in the morning. Like, mind you, I had my phone on D&D.
Oh, yeah.
So when it goes through, that means you did it more than 3 times. This man called me 8 times in one night.
Wow.
And I just like, I texted him and I was like, are you good?
You better be dead.
I was like, are you okay? And he was like, I just wanted to see you. Messaged me saying that he was horny. And I was like, what kind of fucking woman do you take me for? 3:45 a.m. in the morning? I'm a woman of God, okay?
On a school night?
On a school night?
On a
How
school
dare
night?
you? And then he was like, okay, you want to act like that? Keep the same energy. I said, all right, king. Sure thing, king. He was like, why are you talking to me like that? Why? Good morning, king. I just started antagonizing him because I was so over him. Like everything about, like, I was like, how dare you call me at 3:45? You know my boundaries. You already went over them. And then, this is not even the best part. I get blocked because I don't answer a phone call.
He blocked your number.
No, he blocked me on everything.
Wow.
I was like, wow. This is the energy you want me to keep?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. He blocked me for a week and then unblocked me to message me to be like, hey.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm sorry.
Who are you?
The person you dialed has... I messaged it. I was like, I'm sorry. The person you've messaged isn't answering their DMs till 3 to 4 business days. And he was like, oh, wow. And I was like, oh, you said to keep that energy, so I'm going to keep it.
Yeah.
So I blocked him.
Great. How long has he been blocked?
I might unblock him now, actually.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
I'm in love with him. I think we're going to get married, Corey.
Oh, my God. The whole time you were talking, I was like, he knows what he's doing. He's like... The dating game in this city is fucking wild. Like,
okay, I unblocked him.
There you go.
Let's see if he come back to me.
Are you gonna message him, or are you gonna wait for him to like notice
Absolutely
that you've
not.
unblocked?
He can come to me. He chased me so much. Chased me back.
You're right. Okay. Wow, you're playing with your food over here. This is like you're out here.
And now I'm like talking to this British guy. First of all,
set up your own Love Is Blind.
Oh my gosh. That's what, you know what? I didn't think of it. That is love. No, like I met him at another show and I was like, oh, you British. Oh, you English. Yes. And like, I don't know what it was. He's been like working it lately. And I'm like, you ain't the one, but you might be the one.
Okay.
So that's the roster for right now.
All right. It was just a solid British guy and a tenacious CVS guy.
I know. And it's funny, like, it's not any type of British. He's black British.
Oh.
So it's like that Idris Elba.
I was going to say the Idris Elba type. You call him Stringer Bell as a nickname?
I don't know what the fuck that means, Corey.
Did you not watch The Wire?
No.
Oh, that's Idris Elba's. Like, that was his first big character. That was his first big character.
Yeah, I know during the pandemia. During the pandemic, I was like, either do I watch Sopranos or do I watch The Wire? So
I did both.
I didn't do either. Actually, I started watching New Girl. I went opposite.
God damn it. Okay. I mean, I feel like... Now, do you categorize what that guy was doing as toxic, or do you think that was like his way of flirting, or both?
Both.
Because it was kind of toxic, but obviously you're like having a game with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's Dominican. That's how they play.
Okay. I'm going to take your word on that.
Yeah. I don't know about Dominican women. Dominican men, they're like easy. They're perfect multitaskers. Like but they do answer text messages really fast.
Is that good or bad in your eyes?
It's good. like, it's good in my eyes when you answer my text really fast, but it's also like, did you answer your other 2 wives at the same time? Like, are you paying attention to your family?
One of his 3 ladies is always texting, so
Please
he's always just like,
make sure you answer your family first.
Yeah, right.
Make sure there's no family emergencies before you talk to me, please. Let me tell you something. One thing I've learned in life, and it took me a while to learn this, is that, you know, I used to watch women and how they were so like pleasing men left and right.
Yeah. For
what? To get treated like shit. I started dating at 26, very older age, because I always thought it was like my size or something. Then I realized men don't give a fuck. No. Men don't give a fuck about size. They don't give a fuck about your feelings. They don't give a fuck about anything until they know that you are the one for them.
Okay.
I know I started off rough when I said that statement. I saw your eyes.
No. That's interesting. The feelings thing is, I hadn't heard that before. That's the part that I was like, all right.
If a man wanted to, he would have done it off rip.
Off rip.
Like, at first, like,
I see.
The same thing like this guy pursued me for like a good like week.
Yeah.
And he'll probably come back. The next time I see you, I'm hosting your show, I'll probably be like, hey, I have a date.
Yeah.
I have a date.
Yeah,
so
he's coming.
It's him.
Or it's Idris Elba.
We
one
don't
of the 2.
know.
All right, yeah. Let us know which one of your...
Oh, my God.
This will come out right after that show. So we'll...
Really?
Yeah.
Stop.
We'll figure out...
I'm actually broken up with all of them. I'm on the market again. No, like men, if they wanted to, they would.
Okay.
Like I've dealt with guys that have tiptoed around the subject about going out, but will always introduce sex first.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Yeah.
I know what I deserve, and I know what I can get from the person that wants me. But if you just want sex, I'm not gonna do that for you. Like, that's not me.
I think most guys would appreciate how forward you are about that.
That's how I've gotten most of the guys I've spoken to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really forward. I'm like, listen, I don't put sex on the table. I don't.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself, and if I like you, we'll continue.
Yeah.
If I don't like you, I'm not gonna continue.
It's a wild
plain
concept.
and simple.
Yeah.
I know, right?
No, it's I think, like, from the guy's perspective there, it's like the teasing that really frustrates the guy, where the girl doesn't want to have sex, but she thinks if she doesn't at least pretend like she's going to, and like string him along a little bit, then he'll walk away, which sometimes he will. But I think almost every guy would much prefer your method. Either we're having sex, or tell me straight up, like, oh,
I'm
sure.
one of a kind, okay?
Well, we need more.
I know. I've learned that because like I said, I've seen women like kill themselves, not like physically. I'm saying like mentally kill themselves over men that aren't really worth it. You're stressed over a guy who won't even claim you after 2 months. Why?
Yeah, that's I've never understood that one.
I never understood the people that like fuck around for a good year and then they're like, ha, we're dating now. And it's like, everybody fucking knew. Everybody fucking knew, bro.
Yeah.
Or like the people that are like, this is the other one. It's like, oh, I won't sleep on the first date. Why not? If you are really you really like somebody, sleep on the first date. What's the problem?
Right.
But for me, it's like we have to have a heck of a first date if we sleep together.
Yeah.
Like you have to be hitting every checklist. every check has to be on that list.
Yeah.
And like I said, with this guy, it wasn't really that. I don't know. I didn't really feel it at first. And then
CVS or Idris?
Idris. Oh, okay. Baby. We met each other. Let me tell you.
That's a long list of checks right there.
Oh, British? That's a check.
Okay.
The accent
Big check.
Me. Well, the thing is, we met at when I did a show in Midtown, and he was like, I didn't think he was hitting on me at all. At all. Like, I thought he was just talking to me.
Yeah.
And
that's how you got to do it.
Yeah. Like, he bought me drinks, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I thought he was just like, you know how tourists get? They're like,
Oh yeah.
We had a fantastic night.
Every road show you do.
Here's like a tip.
Everyone comes up. Let me get you a beer. Like man, woman, whether they want to sleep with you or not, they all just like, yeah. If you have a really good show, then people will buy you drinks.
So that's what I thought. I was like, oh my god, I must have did great. This man won't stop buying me drinks. And then after that, we exchanged socials, and because his number is like a UK number, we talk on WhatsApp.
Sure.
So we're talking left and right, and then I realized I was like, are you interested in me? He's like, isn't it obvious? I was like, oh. So I had to ask because I didn't know.
Okay.
That's how smooth it was just going. I was just like, okay. And then we met up like one more time. We went thrifting in Brooklyn, and then we had like
great date. Thrifting?
Yeah, we went thrifting, and then you know the it's like this Asian cuisine by they have a show there. Thirds Birds or something like that. One Thirds or something like that. It's in Williamsburg, and we ate there, and then we had just gelatos from close by. It was such a cute date.
Yeah,
and then he was just like, he just kissed me on my forehead. He didn't kiss me. And I was just like, okay, so are we just friends? I don't know what's
like your
going...
child. You're like his child. Like he's very proud of you.
I know. I was like,
kiss on the forehead.
Are you just... I was kissing on my forehead. I was like, okay, so am I friend zoned? I don't know what's going on. And then I realized he's one of those guys that takes it really like slow and feels comfortable. Like I was just like, so are you not gonna kiss me on my mouth? And he was like, oh, I didn't know if you wanted me to. I was like, yes, I do. I do want you to. So
spent 6 hours together.
I know. I was like, I just bought you this like fur jacket. Yeah, and then sex hasn't even been introduced.
Right. So do you like that more or less than the other? Because it seems like the two guys are wildly different.
They're
like,
wildly
couldn't
different.
Be more opposite.
But here's the thing. It's like they're both like, I'm like gravitated to both. Because I myself am very toxic. So I like I like the toxic shit.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
It's
but then here you have like this guy who's like actually being a gentleman and I'm just like
the slow burn.
I'm like I like it, but then I'm like I don't know what's gonna happen next because I've never been treated like that.
Oh shit.
So I have to remind myself like this is how it's supposed to be. This is how dating is supposed to be.
Well, you're gonna find out in 6 months he kills rabbits. But
oh my gosh, like... don't tell me that. Do you think? Do all no? Do all British do that?
I'm sure he's I'm sure he's a lovely person.
God, but I mean I've dealt with even more toxic guys than that guy.
I was gonna say he doesn't seem toxic at all.
At all, the British guy or the other guy?
The British guy. The other guy seems textbook toxic.
Textbook toxic, yes.
But the British guy seems like he's not toxic at all, which I guess would raise flags of like, what are you hiding? What's your dirt? Because nobody's perfect.
That's
what's
why
your dirt?
I am like hesitant.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, he probably got like a wife in the UK.
Red. Yeah. Oh, wife in the UK.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I could too. Thank you, Corey.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to confirm it, but
I'm gonna bring him to the show. We'll feel him out.
Figure out.
Bring both of them to the show. Different sides of the audience.
I can't even pronounce his name. I just call him EJ. Hi, EJ, if you're watching. You're so cute.
Oh, this is good.
I don't know. Like, I've dealt with even more toxic men than that. Like, the most toxic. Let me see. It was a scammer.
Scammer.
Yeah. And I didn't even have sex with that guy.
Oh, shit.
This was college. So during college, I was very much a virgin.
Sure.
And I didn't like... The idea of sex never hit me. I was just dating. Yeah. I was like, I just want to have fun. I don't care for fucking right now. I just want to have fun.
Like drinks,
I'm here for the free meals, for the drinks, for the parties. Let's enjoy ourselves. This guy was a scammer, but he was like, oddly enough, like a really good scammer. Like I remember one time going to like Six Flags, and we didn't have tickets or anything. And in the span of like 20 minutes, we had tickets. We had like VIP tickets to go the Flash Pass. And then on top of that, we also had like the food passes, the drinks and stuff like that.
Wow.
In the span of 20 minutes. Like it was just incredible. I was like, I'm impressed.
How? Did you ever ask him how he did it?
You don't ask, Corey.
I want to know though.
You can't ask.
That's fair enough.
There's boundaries there. If I ask, I'm going to jail.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then the whole time at Six Flags, he's just like, oh, like we were having so much fun. And then I went to go get food, and then he was like, how come you didn't get me a plate? And I was just like, are your arms fucking broken? Oh, excuse me. Hey. Like, are your arms fucking broken right now?
Yeah.
Can you not fucking walk? And he was like, is that how you treat me? I did all this for you. I was like, I didn't ask for all of this. First of all, I didn't even know we were going to Six Flags.
Yeah.
You just said, get up and get in the car. And I did. We could have been going to Mexico for all I know.
Okay. So it sounds like he had like some entitlement issues.
So he was very toxic.
That's some narcissistic shit.
Man, he lived in Jersey too, and I was just like, I will only see you once a month.
You got to really like someone to date someone in Jersey.
Yeah, I was like, I'll only see you once a month, and I used to drive at that time, and I was just like, I can only see you once a month because I have school.
It's a long distance.
I was a full time student and full time worker at the time, so it was like, I'll see you on the weekends on Sunday, and then come back. And then he would spaz out. I was
gonna say, there's no way he handled that well.
And I was just like, oh, if you have an issue, you can come and see me because the road is going both ways.
Yeah.
Right now, you just want everything going towards your way.
Yeah.
That day, I think we broke up that day. I can't remember if it was that day. Or
at the Six Flags, or at least did you get out of the park?
I got out of the park because I was like, hold on, buddy. You are my only ride. Hold on.
You definitely you don't want him to leave you on the side of the road at 95.
Yeah, like I sweetened him up and I but it's just like, just because you give me all this shit you don't expect me. I'm gonna do anything back for you. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those girls that is like, oh my God, he bought me a Chanel bag. I love him so much. No, you bought me a Chanel bag. Thank you so much for thinking of me.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, what you want me to give you more?
Right.
Like, I'm going to give you what's in my price bracket right now.
Yeah. A lot of guys think that they should get the king treatment. And that happens in comedy a lot. Where you a guy starts kind of making it up the ladder a little bit, and then they end up just walking into a club like they're hot shit. And it's like, all right, now I'm gonna bump you for this spot, and they big time you or something. Like, women do it too, but men do, like they walk in like they're big shit, like big and it's dick. Like, fucking calm down, dude. You got lucky.
Not even that. Fuck you. We were at the same fucking mics 2 days ago. But it's not. Those type of comics, man. If we go into comics, ooh, that's where all the toxicity is.
Yeah, I think there's toxic people like that at regular jobs too. I think they're better at hiding it.
Yeah,
I think comedians are just awful at hiding when they're toxic, and I think it because part of it is what makes them funny. Like they people laugh at them for their like unhinged thoughts.
Who's a good comedian that talks about toxic?
I don't. That's a good question. Male or female?
Male.
Talks about being toxic? I don't think a lot of male comics talk about being toxic.
Or does like toxic things in their set. I'm trying to think.
Oh, sure. I mean, there's like everyone on Compound Media is always like they're trying to like stir up the crowd. They're like leaning alt-right, that sort of shit. If we're talking about like politically
we're talking about
toxic.
Nah, I don't give a fuck about politics, Corey.
I mean, it's like, it's all blending together.
I'm talking about who talks about being very toxic on stage. I'm trying to think because I know some guys just talk about dating experiences. That's the typical stuff.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Everyone in New York, every comedian has a bit about homeless people and they have a bit about dating apps. Those are the rules. You got to have one of the two at least.
I used to have a dating app bit. I don't use it anymore because I felt like somebody else had the same thing, and I was just like, whatever.
We all have the same thing.
Doesn't Ashton Mowak does something like that where he's like talks about dating and being toxic? Is it Ashton?
I don't know.
I don't know. This is no diss to Ashton, by the way. Not at all. He's great. I actually like him as a comic. He's like, who the fuck is this fat bitch? I don't even know her. No, but there are certain comics that you and I both know that are very, very toxic, especially when it comes to dealing with women. And like, it's just, it baffles me how half of the scene knows how they are. And like, I'm just like, why do we continue to give this person stage time?
I don't know.
But that's the thing about this industry. It's not going to stop at all.
No.
They could be labeled for what they are, and then they'll move on in life and still do comedy.
Yeah. Especially now with the internet.
Oh, absolutely. Forget about it. Especially if that one person that we know, if he gets really, really famous and all that shit comes out, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for him. Yeah. Actually, I'll put it out on the internet.
You're just waiting for him to get bigger.
I'm waiting for it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with Jason Scoop, who like verified piece of shit. I have no problem saying his name.
I don't even know who that is.
Fucking hate that guy. He was in at Caroline's and Broadway and like all these other places, but he's pretty much kicked out of every club. But
Jesus, what did he do?
He put my friend in the hospital. And he actually, like, she took him to, like, he got arrested for it. She got him arrested for it. Because he also, like, I guess a few years ago beat up a child. Like a 14 to 17-year-old kid.
Oh, that's a grown adult.
14's pushing it. 7. Why are you getting into fights with 17-year-olds? I used to teach high school.
Those motherfuckers are like huge.
Okay, fair. 14 is like, all right, you could tell that's a kid because his argument was I didn't realize it was a kid. But either way, this was like this was his second strike. My point is, like, even though he can't do comedy in the clubs, he's kind of got two options that are always open to him. He could always move to LA, which we've seen other comics do. You do something real shitty and you move. Whole new life. Yeah. Or you just do everything online. Like his fucking TikToks show up in my page all the time. And every time I report him.
What are you talking about? I need to look this guy up.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, it's like he's a moron, so his TikTok gets banned every time he gets up to like 30K followers.
Jason Scoop?
Yeah.
Like I scoop ice cream?
That's not how it's legally spelled, but that's how he does it. But yeah, you can't get rid of them in comedy because it's such a self-starting thing. Like it really is you on your own, and you can get banned from a couple of things.
Everybody is self-made if you're not made off of TikTok.
Right.
Everybody.
Even then, I'll give them credit. Like it's hard to get made off of TikTok.
I know the industry that we're in is very weird. Very, when it comes to things like that. Yeah. Like, but here's the thing. You remember what I was saying that the scene is divided into two? Yeah. Brooklyn or club babies? Yep. A lot of the Brooklyn scene isn't aware of certain people. Oh, yeah. Because the people that usually are in Brooklyn and do a couple of spots in club shows, it's like you don't see them anywhere else but that one club. Yeah. But they do some Brooklyn shows. It's because they try to keep that line very, very quiet. Yeah. But if you got a loudmouth bitch like me, it's not gonna be quiet no more.
Doing the world a favor.
I'm doing the world a favor. I'm just waiting.
So where do you draw the line? There's a very problematic dude on one of my friend's shows tomorrow night. Do I message him and be like, this is what I've heard? What's the show? I'll tell you after. Okay. I'll tell you after. Do I message him and be like, hey man, this dude has just letting you know this dude has got this going around, or like, because if we were talking about it, if he was like, oh, I booked this person, I'd be like, hey, man, just so you know, if we were in person, I would definitely tell him. But is it my job to message him cold on a show I'm not on to be like, hey, man, just so you know? Because I don't feel like it is, but also I should. I don't know. This is a real question. I'm asking you.
I only do this with people that I'm very, very close to. So if it was like someone like Zuby or... that's it, Zuby. So it's like the prime example. Zuby was trying to get somebody was trying to book her for a certain show, and I was like, hey, it's not a good idea because this person is this, and that.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, thank you for telling me. And I was like, yeah, because I care about you.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Is that the...
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about that after because I didn't talk about that with Zuby. And I don't remember talking about it with you either.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Motherfucker, we were taking shots at 10 degrees.
See, there you go. That's the issue.
Yeah, every time.
All right.
Every time.
I couldn't remember all the gossip we talked about.
Me and Corey, every time we're drinking, we spill so much tea about comics.
So bad.
It's so bad. And I'm like, are we the issue?
I need the tea.
We'll sit there and be like, are we the issue? No, we're not, Corey.
No. I'm not the one doing all this shit.
Here's the thing. Do not put your foot where it don't belong. Let that person find out by themselves.
Okay.
And here's it frustrates me, yes, when I see a certain person on a lineup and it's like a new comic in Brooklyn making a show, and I see that specific person that we talk about on that lineup, and I'm like just like, oh, somebody's gotta tell them. And it's like I can't be that person because now I look like I'm the one who has the problems.
Yeah.
That's where the line is so thin in this industry.
It's tough because we're all coworkers. Like it's like a high school mixed with a real job.
Because it's going to start be like, oh, Lisa's so problematic. Lisa's a gossiper. Lisa doesn't know what she's talking about. And especially that person that, that we're talking about, he's been doing it longer than I have.
Yeah.
So it's like the motherfuckers that don't know me are going to have that picture of like, oh, she's just mad because of this, and that. And it's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. If you just come up to me and talk to me, you would know.
Yeah.
So that's where the line is very thin. Like I saw that person on a lineup last night on like this young comic. He's so sweet. He's like one of these comics that are like very like, oh, it's so nice to see you. Like,
you mean
I don't want to say he was like very much pussy, but he's such a sweet guy, and he's like, he does that comedy that's very like awkwardy.
Sure.
And like, I don't know how to explain it. And I saw him on that lineup for that comics show, and I was just like, not you.
Yeah.
Don't. Especially where the person is at status wise, is like, I can't really say anything.
I mean, that's kind of where
even though I have proof and receipts, but
that's kind of where the comics that get busted for that type of stuff, even if it's just internally, not externally, they end up going back to open mics because they can't get booked on shows. Yeah. But then the younger comics that don't know about, the younger comics that don't know what happened, they book them, and it's interesting talking with Carmen about it because she's been doing it so much longer than I have. Like all her gossip, I don't know who she's talking about, and all my gossip, she doesn't know who I'm talking about. So it's this weird. There's this weird gap, but that's so where the people.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many classes, so much drama between all these classes, and it's just like it's upsetting because there's so many ways to out any comic because of the internet.
Yeah.
But if you are the person that outs that comic, you are like, look at Hannibal.
Yeah.
He called out Bill Cosby.
Right.
And look how the scene treated him for that.
Was it good or bad?
It was horrible.
Really?
Yo, they like
that bit blew up online.
Exactly.
That was the first time I saw Hannibal.
That's what like made Hannibal.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
But
well, that was kind of a thing. I think it's kind of going away now, but like in the height of the Me Too movement, that was kind of is like people were trying to out people for clout, which I don't think is happening too much anymore. But you remember that writer for The Good Place, Megan Amram, who she's a comic out in LA. She's a writer for a TV show. Super funny. Some comic tried to blow up her spot based on a tweet that she did that was mildly racist. Mildly racist. She didn't like say anything too fucking horrible, but this person went after her, and then everyone looked at that person's Twitter, and it turns out that person was 20 times more horrible than the person he tried to out.
The issue.
But he got all this attention from outing her. Yeah,
I ripped your couch.
No, you can just rip it off. No, you're good. He got all the attention from trying to out her, and that was the last time I kind of remember people being like, hey, this is a bad person, now book me. Aren't I good? Aren't I a good person? So now you have to book me because I just showed you I'm good by outing this person. It doesn't happen too much anymore.
Yeah, first of all, I would not out that person just to get booked.
No.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I get booked.
I don't see how it would get me booked.
I know. How would it get you booked? Yeah.
It's like, I guess if they were like really famous, you could blow up online, but
yeah. I mean, the line is so thin with things like that, to be honest. Like, the Me Too and the cancel culture has gotten so big, the words like, what is truth and what is like false? Yeah. There's one incident that I can only think of right now, and it's the whole Kevin Hart thing. If my son was gay, I would like, what was it? Like, I would.
It was something along, he would do everything he could to make him not gay or something. Yeah. Something along those lines. Don't quote me exactly, but.
But that whole incident, I was just like, this is a tweet that he did a long time ago. Yeah. I'm talking 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. And y'all reprimanded him. Back in the day, there was so, like, the comedy back in the day was so racist.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa Lampanelli used to say the N-word.
I'll believe it. I assume anybody that did comedy in the 90s said the N-word.
Yannis
Papas, yeah.
He has a character called Mauricia Rodriguez where he's impersonating a Puerto Rican woman who said the N-word all the time.
He's a Greek man, for everyone who doesn't know who he is.
He's a Greek white man. Yeah. And it's just like, are y'all going to reprimand him?
No. It's kind of divided into lanes of comedy, and honestly I think it's the same in politics and like every other facet of life. There's like the lane where you can say stuff like that and you're kind of like heralded for it, you're honored for it, and that's like your Joe Rogan lane where it's like try to say as much. It's like, oh no, that's not a problem, and you get these people like there's a comic who fairly normal but completely took an alt-right turn to the point where she went to the Capitol during the January 6th riots. She's not alt-right. She doesn't vote alt-right, but she's found that like fan group because there is a group of people that are like following her or in love with her, and she's playing this character, but people don't realize that she's doing a character. So you can kind of go that way, the compound media way, or you can kind of go like the Brooklyn way, which I don't even want to call it the normal way. It's like where we respect, I don't know, where a white person saying the N-word's like, it's not funny anymore, man.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I will say this because I was watching a show last night at the Stand, and it was a show that was originally created in Brooklyn. Okay. And I was like, let's see how Brooklyn comics translate in a club scene.
Not well.
Horrible.
Horribly.
Horrible. Oh. Even the crowd work, I was like, okay, so why they were attacking these people? Yeah. It's like, oh my God, you're white? Yeah. Yes, they're white people. You are white.
Square. We're in Union Square.
I was like, you're white. Yeah. And it's just like there was this one couple there that was like, they were exes and they were just hanging out as friends, and they came to the show. Yeah. And they were like, you guys need to kiss right now. And I was like, are you okay?
No.
The way that none of their shit translated at all was because also the Brooklyn scene very much is like TikTok language.
Yes.
It's giving, you guys should get back together. It's giving, or like they do certain things and I'm just like, what the fuck is all this shit? Where's like who you are on stage? And I gotta remember a lot of these comics are new and they're still trying to find their voice on stage, and they're just now getting their confidence on stage. So it's like I kind of like, whenever I'm on a Brooklyn show, I don't really overthink it.
Right.
I don't have to. It's usually when I'm at New York Comedy Club or when I'm at the Stand where I'm like, all right, this is where my A game is.
Right.
When I'm at a bar show, I don't stress shit out.
No.
Not at all, because I'm running new material.
Right.
But working my material in Brooklyn has made me more censored, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I want to avoid the political aspect of it,
sure.
the cancel culture, and I just,
the Brooklyn crowd will turn on you.
Oh, quick. Forget about it.
They don't go in. The most comedy audiences in Manhattan go in wanting the show to be good.
Yeah.
Brooklyn audiences go in with a like, I don't know, see what these people fucking think. Let's see what they think.
It's like,
they're not there to have fun. They're here to investigate.
I remember I was at a show at Pine Box, and there was a couple, and they were like, oh, we've been together for 14 years. And I was like, that shit is gay, dog. That's the reaction I should have gotten. Everybody in Brooklyn was like, oh, how could you say gay on stage?
It's so funny, though.
And
Come
I was
on.
like,
it's obviously facetious.
Exactly. And I was just like, oh, so you guys are going to tighten up on me because I said the gay word? And it's just like, don't y'all know that I'm gay? No, you don't. You're tightening up on shit that does not need to be tightened up. Even when you say like things like Latino on stage, oh, because I didn't say Latinx. I didn't say Latinx, I'm sorry. Or
I always say Latinx.
Yeah, I don't know why. That term to me, I get it. We want to be inclusive, but it's just like, I don't care.
See, this is your Brooklyn club. This is the toxicity we're talking about, Lisa. I know. Like, the kids are wrong. The kids are wrong.
Fuck these kids.
They don't know what they're talking about.
But they like, it's like, it's so, and it's like, it's frustrating how all like anything you say in certain rooms in Brooklyn, like I could say black and they'll be like, yeah. And I could be talking about the color of my shirt.
Yeah.
And, or I could just be like, oh, I was dating this black guy once. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, she's going to say something racist.
Yeah.
I don't say nothing at all racist.
No. If I'm doing Brooklyn, I'm talking about my family and drugs.
When
That's
I'm
it.
doing,
those are the only two things I talk about.
When I'm doing
in
Brooklyn, I'm still doing my set, regardless. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, you don't, Brooklyn does not scare me.
It's not that I'm scared necessarily. It's like, all right, I'm using an opportunity to use jokes or to like practice jokes I know should work here. One
thing I will say, once I get the crowd rolling, I will go, all right, guys, enough of this. It's time for some gay shit. And then I'll be like, all right, if they laugh, I'm like, you guys are good. Yeah. But if I'm like, all right, guys, is this a safe space? Is this a safe space? Is it? Because I don't want to hear nothing like, oh, I say cheese and you lactose intolerant and you upset. I don't want to hear none of that.
I like that.
Like I'll just be like, I don't want to hear none of that because we on this roller coaster together, and I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. I do love when I go to a Brooklyn show and it's a black show. It's the best.
Okay.
Speaking as a person of color,
sure,
like it is the best. Like I could just say anything in there and they'll love it.
Okay.
I love doing a like black room, like comedy wise, not sexually yet. I have to work on that one.
How do you set your hinge to black room only?
Black men only. That's all that I get on Hinge anyway.
There you go. You already hit it.
But no, like I love how you could still be in Brooklyn and it'll be a black room and I could still say whatever I want. But if I go to Mood Ring in Bushwick,
okay,
I can't be like, this shit is gay.
It's different types of toxicity.
Yeah.
Like the Brooklyn room, like Mood Ring, which I've never been to, but it seems like a toxicity where it's like you're coming prejudged.
Yeah.
Which is a form of toxicity. If someone's walking around judging everyone, they're always in a bad mood, like that person's toxic.
It's a safe space. We're so supporting.
Yeah.
We're so supporting. And then the second you say something out of line, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's all about where the line is.
Yeah.
Right?
So for
like
me,
they've decided the line
I don't
is
cross
like,
the line.
don't talk
And if I do
about
cross
anything.
the line, I'm like, oh, so you guys support white men now? Is that what you're telling me? I throw it back at them. I'm like, I've never in my days in Bushwick. How dare you guys?
Does that work better if a straight white guy went up before you and did really well?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, so you only like the straight white men, and they're like, well, no, wait a minute.
I remember I was following Andrew
Casartano. Yeah. Yeah. One of the funniest, super Brooklyn. I love it.
I love it. Every time he goes, what is it? I backed the car up. I did it too fast. Oh no, my mom hates me.
He does like this rhythmic, like hitting the microphone sort of
so
like
good.
It's unbelievable. Everybody needs to look him up. He's been doing the same bit for like 20 years.
Dude, and I love it every time.
Comics love it.
Every time I hear the mic going boom, boom. I'm like, oh, Andrew's on stage.
I gotta go watch.
I followed him, and 5 minutes in, everybody's rocking with me, everybody's rolling with me. And then I started talking about being fat. Everybody tightened up, right? And I was just like, are you guys body shaming me? Never would I think somebody in this room would shame me on my body. I'm wearing a crop top. How do you guys feel? Look at you guys looking at me the way that you are.
Yeah, right.
I just started blaming them. They
Good
just went back.
Yeah.
They went back. I was like, all right. I flipped it and reversed it.
Yeah, right? They're just like that guy at the bar.
Exactly.
All right, we're at an hour.
Okay.
I could do this forever, but I'm like, I got a hard line at an hour.
Okay.
Where can people find you? Because you got shows. You're all over the place.
I am. You can find me on Instagram, damn_Lissa.
Two S's.
Yeah, so it's DAMMNLISSA.
Right. 2 M's too. That
2
always
M's,
trips
2
me up.
S's.
Okay.
And I run a show at New York Comedy Club called Bodega Kids every month on the first Monday of the month.
You got that new one coming out too. Oh
yeah, Spick and Span.
Yeah, right.
Damn, I forgot. I have Spick and Span comedy. It's a bi-monthly, and then I even have a podcast coming out. I have so many projects.
You got so much shit going on.
Just follow me on Instagram. If you're rocking with me, we'll do that.
Yeah.
If you want to find out what happens between me and my British man, Idris Elba, or
come to the show.
My CVS.
Come to Opa Comedy Show.
Opa.
On
is that
the
how you
24th.
say it?
Ope.
I kept saying Opa.
Yeah, everybody from New York says Opa.
Uh-huh.
So like it works because they're like, oh, okay, Opa, whatever.
Opa, yeah.
But all the Midwesterners know it's Ope.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a Midwestern inside joke that works out for us. But
that shit's gay. Anyways,
you're so done.
Such a good.
You're so done.
I'm so done. Cancel me, please. I haven't even started.
Follow me at Corey T Comedy on all social media. Come see a comedy show every single week at Ferns. Lissa was hyping it up before. You've done it a few times. You're getting up there. You might have. You're up there for like done the show the most out of anybody.
As I should.
Yeah, I agree.
As I should.
You're great at spots. You're great at hosting. Why wouldn't we have you back more? Yeah,
I'm hosting the next one actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. He confirmed with me this morning. I was like, yeah.
We're submitting it to Time Out New York, so we were like, all right, let's double check everybody can actually do it before we send in a lineup. And if you liked Lissa on this episode, and you're in New York, you want to see the show, hit me up on Instagram. Tell me which show you're going to, and we'll book Lissa for that show.
Oh, thank you.
Let's do it again soon.
Yeah, can't wait.